Okay, welcome to Step Ahead for Life. This is the first year that we've been doing this particular program. This is, again, a path that runs all year. I believe there's 38 or 39 trainings because obviously we have some Monday holidays and weeks where we just don't do trainings like New Year's week last week and things like that. But we're going to be running this through the year. So there's 38 or 39 of these trainings. They all should be an hour or less. And this is for realtors that have taken Step Ahead Boot Camp, are making you got through that first step to make the six-figure income, and now you want to take your career to the next level. You want to make $200,000, $300,000, $500,000 a year or $1 million. Very doable in this business. Some of the concepts that are going to be in here, we will be referring to things that you've learned in Step Ahead Bootcamp, so we assume that you already know them. For anybody that is taking this that maybe didn't take Step Ahead Bootcamp, but again, we want everybody, you're free to take this. Just understand that if you don't understand something, certainly grab me after class, and I can kind of give the build up to what it was there. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, this is ALG 101, Next Generation Networking. So let's talk a little bit. Let's spotlight on your business. Which phase of the sales process is the most important? Again, this is something we teach in Prospecting 101 in one of our first weeks in boot camp. Is it next generation networking, prospecting, and marketing? Is it lead cultivation and conversion? Is it active listing and home searching? Offers, negotiations, inspections, closing process, or closing and payday? Now, you ask most people would be, hey, closing and payday, right? It's not. The most important part of the sales process is number one. It's networking, prospecting, and marketing. Okay? And why is that so important? Number 2 through 6 don't happen if you're not consistently networking, prospecting, and marketing. So let me ask you guys another question. How consistently do you spend time prospecting for leads? And I want you to be honest with yourself. Are you inconsistent? Most realtors that have been in this business for any amount of time are inconsistent. That's why they're part of the 80, 90%. It's only the top 10%, guys, the ones that are making $100, $200, $500 million or more a year, that consistently, highly consistent at the bottom here, make their calls day in and day out. Guys, it's not rocket science. People say, oh yeah, some realtors, they just don't make it. No, realtors don't make it because they don't prospect, and they don't prospect regularly. Some of them go highs and lows and struggle because they're inconsistent. So what does inconsistent mean? I only prospect for leads when I'm not working with home buyers and sellers. I'm moderately consistent. I have prospecting time blocked on my calendar, but quite often don't get to them because I get too busy. Oh, that is an excuse that I hear as a broker all the time. And I tell people, it is your sacred time. Again, 8:30 to 9:30 every morning. Maybe you do 8:30 to 9:30 in the morning, and maybe you do 3:30 to 4:30 or 4 to 5 in the afternoon. Set those times where nobody can call you. If somebody's calling you, if somebody's emailing you, if somebody's texting you, you ignore it and just do your prospecting. It's a couple hours a day, guys, but it makes all the difference. Highly consistent. I make the time to prospect for leads every day to ensure I have a pipeline of leads. If that is you, you can get off this meeting right now. I wouldn't, because you still certainly can always learn something. But the truth is you are doing what a top 10% producer will do. And I'm sure that if you have been doing this and you continue to do this, you're going to be financially rewarded the same way. Next, how systematized is my marketing? Unsystematized. I put the info for my contacts on sticky notes and they're in my phone, but I don't really keep track. It's hard to find where it was and, oh, where did I put that note and whatever else. Are you moderately? I have all my contacts in my CRM, but I haven't set up marketing plans to communicate with them regularly and effectively. And I'm highly systematized. I have automatic marketing plans in a CRM to stay atop with all my contacts, right? You want to be talking to every contact that you have minimum 4 times a year. That's people that aren't ready to buy or sell right now. You want to have a follow-up that you get in touch with them, right? And you remember what you talked about last time. So if I talk to somebody today and we talked about, you know, their kids are involved in sports, I write down what sport it is, this, that, whatever. 3 months when I call them back, I ask how the rest of the season went, all right, or how the big game was, or the math competition, whatever it was. The second part of being highly systematized, however, is also they get a monthly newsletter from me. They get a what's my home worth every month because I have their address. They get whenever I list a house or whenever I sell a house, they get an email about that. So the more that you have this together, the better your business is going to roll. So a little discussion here. And again, I'm not going to make you guys discuss this today, but this is something that during script mastery tomorrow, I'd like to take a little time to talk about. So I want you to think about this. What are the risks of inconsistent prospecting and unsystematized marketing? What are the risks? Well, here they are. And again, I want to talk about these tomorrow. So we're gonna do this during script mastery or just thereafter. If you are inconsistent, that is how your business is going to look. The graph on the left. Cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, back and forth. Why? Because you're going at it and you're stopping. You're going at it and then you're stopping. Oh man, I don't have any clients. Oh, get my phone out, start making calls. Oh wow, I got 3 clients. I don't have time to make those calls. It's a recipe for the secular disaster of making money and not making money. What I want is for you guys to consistently make money. When I first got in this business, and again, times have changed. This was 10, 11 years ago. My goal was for every agent that I had to have a closing basically every other week, 26 closings a year. Back then, that's about what it took to make a 6-figure income. Now you don't need anywhere near that amount. You can do it with like 10 closings, but prices have changed. But the point was, we wanted you to have a certain number of listings at all times, a minimum standard of how many listings that you keep in your inventory. So that way, if half of them sold, is what I think it was, and again, back then that was good. It was coming out of a very bad market, and times are different now. But you knew that you would get about half of them to close. You would reach that number by having listings that would be consistent. But if you're highly consistent, if you have all of your, you have all your automations going, you're making your calls to your expire. See, here's the other thing. If you're calling sphere of influence, yes, 4 times a year, unless they decide that they're looking to buy or sell, right? But what about expired listings? What about for sale by owners? What about people you call around in a neighborhood? You should have a written plan with the times, the days or times that you're going to follow up with each of them. So, for example, I have a 7 touch in 7 days for an expired listing. After that, I've got it where you touch them for 6 months, 30 touches in, however many days and whatever else. Same thing with for sale by owners. Day 1, you do this. Day 3, you do that. Day 8, you do that. You need to have systems in place. And if you don't, you need to build these systems. I will help you. I have most of these already written. So you can see me and I will give it to you. Here's the for sale by owner plan. Here's the expired listing plan. Here's the sphere of influence plan. Here's the just listed, just sold plan. Here's the for rent by owner plan. give you these plans and you put them in and you stick with it. The end game, what you're trying to do is be a next generation networker. Build your business both for today and tomorrow. We talk about this in the very first week or two of Step Ahead Bootcamp about understanding the difference between prospecting and marketing. It's a continuum, but prospecting gets you now business. If I call for sale by owner or expired listing, what do I know? They've raised their hand. I know that they want to buy, or I'm sorry, they want to sell their houses right now. Many times they want to buy too. So if I keep calling for sale by owners and keep calling expired listings, I'm going to do business now because these people are ready to buy or sell now. If I do marketing, okay? Marketing, so like use, for example, my social media. I have about 150, 160,000 followers on social media. I have stuff that goes out all the time on social media, but who does it go to? Maybe somebody that just bought a house 2 weeks ago. Maybe somebody that's not looking to move for 2 or 3 years, right? Maybe somebody that's looking to this. Everybody has a story. They're not highly targeted. They might be highly targeted, the area and the demographics. They're not highly targeted to be now. So when I do marketing, that is to build my future business. Prospecting now business, marketing future business. The key, if you're for new agents, we tell them put all their eggs in prospecting, right? That first year, you shouldn't be spending money that you don't have. But now that you've got a little coin in your pocket, we want to balance it out with some marketing efforts. Run some social media ads, have some videos running, have those types of things, driving people to your website or to things like that. So it mixes. Yes, I'm going to still make my calls to this for sale by owners, those expired listings, and even my sphere of influence in the call around the neighborhoods. But I'm also going to add this marketing in with it. And what that's going to do is build your business stronger. Prospecting, marketing, and diversification maximize your business opportunities. So look at this. For sale by owners, just mentioned them, expireds, social media, right? And you can see the continuum there of prospecting to marketing. The further to the right, it's marketing. The further to the left, it's prospecting. Now business, future business. Open houses, right? That's a prospecting event. You're looking for other people that are looking to sell a house that are coming in. Farming. Farming is more in the middle. You're not usually going to find somebody right away that's looking to sell. So it's a little bit more marketing. Internet leads, that's marketing. Unfortunately, a lot of the leads that we get on the internet, they're not necessarily people that are looking to buy or sell now. If they're looking to buy or sell now, guess what? They pick up the phone and call you. Right? They pick up the phone and say, hey, I'm looking for a realtor. I want to buy a house now, or I want to sell a house now. Usually people do the internet leads are looking for that first initial information. You have to cultivate those leads. So the goal is to work in your business while working in your business. Working in your business to get now business. Use the scripts that we're going to give you for sphere of, or you should already have, sphere of influence, social media, FSBOs, expireds, open houses, farming. Work on your business to get future business. Financial goals. Set personal and professional goals and how that you're going to get there. I'm going to get there because I'm going to start closing. I've been closing one house a month. So I'm making about $120,000 a year, right? I want to double that, or I want to get more than that. So what do I want to do? I want to do 2 deals a month. Okay. I can't do anything about January because January's over. Can't do anything about February. I mean, I might get lucky, but most of the time right now, if I grab a new client, they're going to close in March, maybe even April. How many closings do I have pipeline for March? 1. I need 2. And now I work like a madman to make sure I have 2. What's going on in April? How many do I have lined up? I need to line up 2. This is how top realtors think, guys. They work on they work on inventory and they work on pipelines, and they know that they need to always be 2 months ahead. So if I've got my 2 lined up for March, let me get my 2 lined up for April. Then I start working on my 2 for May. Once you're in this business for a while, you guys know you might get somebody that buys a new house. they may not be closed until next September. So next September, guess what? You get a free pass because you got one of your two already set up. Not that you couldn't have three, because there's no law about going over. But if you start thinking that way, you back into what you need to do to ensure that it happens. Plan for the time you'll need to hit those goals. If I was doing an hour a day of prospecting to do 12 deals a year, stands to reason I should probably put 2 hours a day to double what my efforts are. Think it through. Find out, what does it take you? How many calls do I need to make? How much time does it make? How many dials do I need to make to actually speak to a contact? How many contacts do I have to speak to? What do I average to get an appointment? How many appointments do I have to go on to get a closed sale? Learn these statistics about yourself. And what you'll end up happening is you'll be able to back into these numbers. Okay, I need to make, every 4 appointments I make, I get 3 sales, right? Okay, I need to make have X number of conversations. Maybe I need to have 8 conversations or 12 conversations to get those 4 appointments. Okay, I need to make 30 dials to get 1 person on the phone. And if I'm talking to 8 people, to do that, that's 240 dials I need to make back into your numbers. And always stay top of mind. Get organized with your CRM and put everyone on campaigns so they're seeing and hearing from you over and over and over. Make sure they're joining your social media pages and groups, and you really need to have a group. And we're going to go over those this Wednesday. Get them in your group and keep communicating with them so you're top of mind. For you guys may not be old enough to remember this, but there was a movie back in the 80s. It was called Coming to America with Eddie Murphy, and sadly, 2 of the funniest actors from that just passed away, James Earl Jones and John Amos. But anyway, there was a scene where Eddie Murphy's character is talking to John Amos's daughter in the movie, and he says, if you have any garbage that needs disposing, I want you to think of me immediately. He says, when you think of garbage, think of Akeem. And, she's sitting there like, oh, what's wrong with this guy? But I always say, for people that know that movie, when you think of real estate, I want them to think of and put your name in. Okay? You need to become synonymous with real estate, with everybody that you know and everyone that you meet, and as you add to your sphere. And you do that by staying top of mind. Winning communication. The consistency of your communication will shape your relationships. You're doing it over and over and over. Telling everyone you know that you're in real estate. Start sharing your value. Communicate consistently over and over and over. They may do business with you. They may refer you. That's what we're looking to do, because they've heard enough times that, again, when they think of real estate, you are the picture that comes to their mind. Make personal connections. People will give you their business when they have a real estate need and actively talk to you about your services and refer you. I have a bunch of old guys that every time I go into the cigar shop, hey, Bill, how's the real estate market? And I spend 5 to 10 minutes going through what's in there. Well, the fact that I'm a regular there, right? Like I go once a week maybe, but whatever. And they ask me that question, I'm making that personal connection and sharing something of value with them. Don't give up. When you don't communicate consistently, people will very quickly forget that you're in real estate. You got to be consistent over and over and over. Be memorable. Don't risk being forgotten. Come up with something that works for you. I have a guy that worked for me, and his motto, get rich in real estate. His name's Rich Simonetti. Get rich in real estate. When I first started and was doing this, I was selling houses on the water. I called myself Bay House Bill. So I was selling houses with boats, and because I'm an avid boater, and it was a good niche for me. One of my favorites, I had a friend that worked for me. and he named himself the Condo King, put a stupid crown on his head and everything else in his pictures. I'm the Condo King. I'm the Condo King. It was memorable. People, if they were looking to buy or sell a condo, where would you go? Somebody that does general real estate or the Condo King? He did single families too, but he specialized and it worked. So build trust through personal connections. So you are the person they call when they or someone they know has a real estate need. Anchoring, anchor technique. Anchoring is when you first meet somebody, hitting them a bunch of times repetitively. It's like a television ad, okay? Super Bowl's coming. What, next month? You're going to see these really cool ads. After the Super Bowl's over, what's going to happen? These companies are going to run these ads over and over and over and over all the time, right? Why are they going to do that? Because they want to engrave it in your head. Then what's going to happen? They're going to slowly back off, right? And maybe that 60-second ad will go a 30-second ad. Instead of running 4 times a day, it'll run twice a day. Finally, they're going to have it down where it's maybe running once a week or twice a week for 15 seconds. But when you see that ad, even the 15-second one, the 60-second picture is going to come to your mind because they used anchoring techniques. So hit them a lot in the beginning, but you don't want to overwhelm them or get them to the point where they stop following you or they unsubscribe to your emails, and you need to back it off. Goal 1, I love this down on the bottom. Add everyone you've ever met to your network. And again, use that anchoring technique. Cultivate raving fans. Build trust through connections with people. So you were the person they call when they or somebody they know has a real estate need. It's simple, guys. Add them to your network. Use the anchoring technique. Cultivate the relationships so they love you. What are your most impactful contacts and conversations? And what's the difference between a contact and a conversation? All right. 1, you have a real estate conversation. You ask for business. You remind them who. It's what I call my 3-3 rule. You tell them your name, what you do for a living. I'm a realtor, Realty One Group Beyond, and you ask them for their business and business of a friend. If you or anybody you know has a real estate need to appreciate, please give me a call. What's a conversation? That's somebody remembering who you are, but maybe you don't even mention that you're in real estate. Or maybe you do, but you don't ask them for business. Understand the two. A little testimonial here. I play hockey. I play club hockey and spend a lot of time with the families of the guys on my team. They're like a second family to me. For the first few months I was in the business, none of them knew I was a real estate agent. I didn't feel it was appropriate to talk about my work since we were there to have fun. Then another agent talked about how her gardening club was one of her biggest sources of business. It made me think, who better to help my hockey family with their real estate needs than me? Why would I give that up to someone else? So many people, oh, I feel weird talking about it at, I've heard people say church. I've heard people say at their social clubs. I remember when I first became a realtor, I was very high up in rank in the Freemasons. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to use those connections to do business. Realizing that there were 30,000 Masons in the state of New Jersey that knew who I was because of again, the rank I held in the organization. Why wouldn't I? When I came down here, I joined a Moose Lodge. I was telling the story the other day. I got 3 listings in 1 week just because I was sitting at the end of the bar with a Yingling in my hand. And people knew I was a realtor, and the one came and then the next one came and the next, they heard the next, the next, the next. I had 3 listings in 1 week. So it is absolutely, if you are a member of a sporting team, any of these things, use those connections. You don't want to browbeat people and whatever else. Remember, you're not a high pressure salesperson. We're not salespeople. We're consultants and advisors that build relationships. But to build relationships at work, the people have to know what it is we do for a living. All right, so let's do this. Who will I contact? Use the 3 goals of communication to help you brainstorm your opportunities. Tell everyone you meet that you're in the real estate business, and prospect daily for new business. Who are you going to talk to? Referrals. Add them to your sphere. New friends, new vendors, new service providers. Is your mechanic, guy gives your car an oil change, is he in your sphere of influence? Not, he should be. What about your dentist? I can't ask myself this, but what about your hairstylist? They should all be in there. For sale by owners, should be getting that every day. Expireds, you get expireds from the MLS, get them every day. Add them in. People that are in your farm. Some, if you don't have a farm built yet, again, that's something that we did in Step Ahead Boot Camp. That's something you need to do and build relationships, bigger and better relationships with those people. Internet leads. Internet leads aren't going to just take care of themselves. You've got to build the relationship. So which of these sources are you currently adding to your sphere? And what sources are maybe not on this list that are working for you? Does anybody have anything that's not on this list? None of these lists are ever complete. What are you doing to meet new people that's working? And what do you know that doesn't, or who do you know that doesn't know you're in real estate? So what sources are you using to add to your sphere now? Make sure you're trying to use all the ones that I put ahead. Do you have any sources that are not on the list, but that are really working? What are you doing to meet new people that's working? And who do you know that doesn't know you're in real estate? I'd love for you guys to share some of that tomorrow with us. Goal 2, anchor top of mind status. You want to try to continuously communicate so that people are more likely to refer you. I teach this in another class, that you should go through your leads a couple times a year and grade them, A, B, and C. And A would be somebody that you know that if somebody came to them about real estate, well, first of all, you know that they would use you. And 2, if somebody started talking about real estate, they'd be the first one out swinging your cards around saying, you got to call my friend Bill. He's the best realtor, blah, 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 blah. That's an A. B is somebody that's not quite there. You're probably pretty sure they'd use you and probably think that they would refer you, but you have more work to do to try to convert them from B to an A. There also could be other things going on. Maybe, they're close to you, but they're also close to maybe somebody else that's a realtor. That kind of puts them in a B thing. So, but the ones that that you can try to get from B to A, you need to work those to move them. You want to move the needle to have more A's than what's going. C's. C is somebody that won't refer you, right? My friend will not refer me because his wife is a realtor. Are they ever going to call me? Absolutely not. What can I do with them? Take them off my stuff, right? Why waste the time? Why waste a phone call? So if you have somebody that is not going to refer you for whatever thing, again, maybe they have a spouse or brother or sister, it's a realtor, get them out of your CRM because they're clogging up space that could go to somebody that you could make either a B or, most importantly, an A. So again, ask yourself, what sources are you anchoring top of mind status with? What other sources not on this list are you anchoring top of mind status with? And hey, who haven't you contacted in a while? Who do you need to call? And it might just be your casual acquaintances, might be some of your family or friends, past clients, cold leads, vendors, service providers. Goal 3, get these people to be fanatics about you. Okay? Raving fans, fanatics. Build trust through personal connections so that you are the person they call when they or someone they know has a real estate need. And you do this with your family, your friends, your past clients. Make that list bigger and bigger and bigger. Your business will get bigger and bigger and bigger. Words matter. Script power. Scripts save time and help you sound more professional and ready. This is why we have script mastery every week. This is why I encourage you to find a script partner and practice, practice, practice. I want these things to come out of you in your words as comfortably as possible. I love this word from the wise that I put over here. Just like Patrick Mahomes practices throwing a football every day to fine-tune his mechanics, I practice my scripts to fine-tune my dialogue, right? Does a great athlete just go out and they're great, or do they practice? You need to practice. Learn your scripts. Write bullet points off the scripts. Learn them in your own words. Say it out loud. You can record yourself. Work with a script partner, okay? Present the scripts without looking. Practice, practice. Adapt to personality skills. If something doesn't fit you, change it. If something doesn't fit the person you're talking to, change it. Adapt to the market and adapt them to you. All right, learn, burn, and turn a script. Practice personalizing a script and making it your own to sound more professional and stay top of mind. So, for example, I haven't spoke to you in a while. Sample dialogue. I was driving in your neighborhood today, and I realized I haven't spoke to you in a while. In fact, I've been meaning to call you, and I decided today I was just going to pick up the phone and actually call you. So, how are things going? How would you turn that script into your own? What if you were calling somebody that you weren't anywhere near their neighborhood, right? Scripts, guys, are not golden nuggets or commandment like the 10 commandments. They're tools, okay? And they're tools to give you bullet points of things that you want to say. So what would I want to say in this? Hey, you know what? Something came up that made me think of you today, and you maybe, fill in the blank for that person. I know, man, we haven't spoken in quite a while, and I just wanted to, see how you were doing and what's going on. So I picked up the phone and gave you a call. What's happening? Right? That's me putting it in my own words. I don't think I'd say what's happening, but whatever. You need to turn in your own script. Now, what if they don't answer? They may not. You haven't talked to them in a while. Guess what? You need to have a backup plan for a voicemail. What's the voicemail I'm going to leave if I get that? Get the beep. Am I going to follow up with the text message? And the answer should always be yes. Whenever you call somebody and leave a voicemail, you should also send them a text message every time. It works. Mark your accomplishments. Rate yourself on the attitudes and actions from I haven't started it yet to I'm consistently doing this. So here's the attitude. The more, the better. I tell everyone I'm in real estate. How you doing with that, guys? If you can't say 5, we got work to do, and it's okay. But that's why we're in this class, because we want to get you from wherever you are on the scale to a 5. When I give, they give back. I continuously communicate with value to my sphere. I'm telling people things of value, so they're more likely to refer me and welcome my calls. Raving fans rock. I build trust through personal connections and make relationships. So I am the person they call when they or somebody they know has a real estate need. How you doing with that? And my words matter. I practice scripts to save time. I sound more professional because I do that. And I'm prepared for any situation so I never get caught tongue-tied. For every score that you have scored yourself here for 3 or lower, ask yourself what steps you need to be more successful. What 3 things will you take away from this module to power up your business? Take action. Reach your number of contacts every day. Guys, if you don't have those numbers, again, we're doing business planning this Friday. You have to hit that number day in, day out, 5 days a week. Do the lead generation activities that we talked about to fill your pipeline with leads, make contacts, make sure you study your scripts, and network for sellers and buyers. Self-evaluate, adjust, and lock in. As you make your daily contacts, jot down your bright spots and your challenges. By the way, this is what we want everyone to do, and prepared to share what you've learned from the experience or bring the challenge. That's what our morning grind is every Friday at 10 o'clock. Add to your SOI. Who do you know? Every day asking, who do you know? If I didn't add somebody today, I want to feel like I didn't work. I don't care if you had 4 closings. If I didn't add somebody new to my SOI, I didn't work. Always consistently be adding to your sphere of influence and improve your skills. Participate in script mastery. Find a script partner to work with regularly. Come to Prospecting Power Hour. We're here to help you and make you better and stronger. Any questions on any of this?
No, I don't think